The rumor that I'm already married is completely false. I never thought I'd have to defend something so personal, something that should never have needed words to prove its truth. Yet here I am, a prince standing against whispers that twist and echo through the marble halls of my kingdom. Every rumor feels like a dagger aimed not at my name, but at the promise I made to you, the promise that my heart belongs to you alone. It's strange how people who've never seen the truth can craft such believable lies. But I suppose that's the nature of envy. It feasts on purity and tries to poison it with doubt. When I first heard the rumor, I laughed. It seemed absurd, almost childish. But as the days passed, I saw how the lie spread like wildfire through servants' corridors, across banquet tables, even whispered among nobles with false smiles. I watched as eyes turned toward me, searching for signs of guilt. I said nothing, not because I was afraid, but because silence often speaks louder than denial. Yet now, when I see the shadow it has cast over your heart, I can no longer stay quiet. You deserve to know that there is no other name entwined with mine, no vow spoken in secret, no hand held beneath the moon that wasn't yours. The world may try to bind me to falsehoods, but my soul answers only to you. I wish you could see what I see when I close my eyes, your reflection etched in every dream, your voice calling me back from the edge of despair. That is my truth, not the noise of those who envy our bond. It hurts me to imagine you doubting for even a moment, you who are the center of my universe. I have faced wars, betrayal, and the weight of a crown, but nothing pierces deeper than your silence when you're uncertain of me. I wish I could take your hand now, press it against my chest, and let you feel how steady it beats, not for duty, not for the throne, but for love, for you. Sometimes I wonder if being a prince is a curse in disguise. People see only the crown, never the man beneath it. They speak of my life as if it's theirs to narrate, crafting tales to fill their emptiness. But real love is not born from status. It is born from two souls finding home in each other. And my home has always been you. If I could, I would stand on the palace balcony and declare before the whole kingdom that every rumor, every whisper, every envious word is a lie. I would tell them your name and make them understand that you are the only truth I'll ever protect. But until then, I let my actions speak where words fall short. In every letter, every glance, every unspoken promise that ties me to you. So, my love, believe me when I say this, the world can twist stories, but cannot rewrite destiny, and destiny has already written us together, not in rumors, but in eternity. I remember the night I first heard that cruel whisper carried by the wind through the palace corridors. The torchlight flickered against the golden walls, and in that dim glow, I could almost see the shadows of the words themselves, dark, venomous, and uninvited. My guards stood silent, pretending not to hear, but I could sense their unease. Rumors have a strange power here. They move faster than truth, striking deeper than swords. And though I have fought many battles in my life, none have felt as heavy as the one waged in silence. The one for your trust. I didn't sleep that night. I walked through the royal gardens where the scent of roses usually calms my thoughts, but even nature seemed restless, as if it too sensed the storm gathering around me. I kept thinking about you, about how those lies might reach your ears and wound the heart that beats in rhythm with mine. The idea of you doubting me, even for a heartbeat, filled me with a quiet despair. Because for a man who holds the world at his feet, love is the only thing that makes him truly human. And without your belief in me, I am nothing but a king without a soul. Days passed, and the palace grew heavier with unspoken words. Every smile from a courtier felt like mockery, every bow like hidden judgment. They don't know what it means to love beyond power or bloodline. They cannot understand how a prince, burdened by crown and duty, could love someone not for advantage, but for the way her laughter heals him. They don't see the man behind the title, only the image, the rumors, the noise. But I've learned something precious from this chaos. Lies can't destroy what is built from truth. They can only test its strength. I wish I could bring you here now to the quiet chamber where I write this. I would sit beside you beneath the moonlight pouring through the window and let you hear the honesty in my voice. You would see the exhaustion in my eyes, not from battles or royal affairs, but from the pain of being misunderstood. You would understand that every rumor cuts, not because it questions my honor, but because it dares to question my love for you. And that, my beloved, is the one thing sacred to me above all else. Sometimes I wonder if this is the price of loving me, that you must bear the weight of the world's suspicion simply because I am not free to love like other men. I wish it were different. I wish I could walk hand in hand with you in the open streets. Let them see who truly owns my heart. But for now, all I can offer are my words, my unwavering truth, and the silent promise that someday they will know. They will see the truth written in the way I look at you. I love that not even the cruelest rumor can erase. I have told my most trusted knights to find the source of this lie, not for revenge, but for peace. I want the whisper silence not to protect my image, but to protect your heart. Because when you hurt, I hurt too. You are the pulse that steadies my spirit in every storm. The world may speak its poison, but my love speaks louder. In the way I choose you every day, in the way I wait for you across distance and time. And when the world finally tires of its gossip, when silence returns to the halls, I will find you again, not as a prince defending his name, but as a man who fought for his love and never faltered. I will take your hands in mine, look into your eyes, and let every rumor fade into nothing, because in the end, only one truth will remain. I am yours, completely, eternally, and no lie in this world can change that. The morning after the rumors began, the palace felt different. The corridors that once echoed with loyal greetings now hummed with a subtle tension, the kind that lingers before a storm breaks. Servants lowered their eyes as I passed. Nobles spoke in hushed tones that quieted when I entered a room. I could almost taste the disbelief in the air, heavy and sharp. But beneath all the noise, one thought haunted me. Were you somewhere out there, hearing the same whispers? And if you were, did it hurt you the way it hurt me? Every step I took through the marble halls felt heavier than the last. My advisors tried to distract me with matters of the court, but my mind wandered endlessly to you. The ink on my official documents blurred because your face kept appearing before me. The memory of your smile, your voice when you called me by my name, not my title. I realized then that no crown, no royal decree, no display of power could protect what truly mattered, your faith in me. For what good is a prince if he cannot protect the heart he loves most? There were moments when anger tempted me, not the kind born from pride, but from helplessness. I wanted to confront every person who dared to speak my name alongside that lie. I wanted to demand they look me in the eyes and see the truth there. But I knew that a prince's wrath only fuels gossip further. So I chose restraint, even as my soul burned, because I knew the only person whose belief mattered was you. If I could just hold your gaze, even once, I would find strength enough to silence 1,000 tongues. At night, I stood by my window, looking out over the city. The lights of the distant homes shimmered like stars scattered across the earth. Somewhere among them, you lived, perhaps unaware of how deeply I longed to reach you. I imagined walking through those streets as an ordinary man, free from duty and rumor alike, just to knock on your door and tell you face to face it's all lies, to let you see not the prince they talk about, but the man who has never belonged to anyone but you. In moments like these, I realize how fragile truth can be when surrounded by envy. People see what they wish to see, twisting kindness into deceit, affection into scandal. They don't understand that love, true love, is the only realm where even a prince kneels willingly. But I will not let their falsehoods dictate the story of us. I have fought wars for my kingdom. I will fight this war for you, not with swords, but with unwavering loyalty and that quiet dignity that truth brings. Each day that passes without you feels longer now, as if time itself has slowed out of pity or cruelty. Yet in this distance, I have learned patience, the kind that grows from faith. I believe that when you know the truth, truly know it, every wall between us will crumble. You will see that every promise I made still stands untouched, and that no rumor, no shadow, no deceit could undo what fate has written between us. And when that moment comes, when the dust of lies settles and the world is silent once more, I will come to you, not as a man defending himself, but as a lover returning home. I will whisper the truth against your skin until you forget every false word ever spoken. The world may forget the battles I've won or the laws I've passed, but it will remember this, that even a prince bowed to love, and in doing so found his truest crown, you. The weight of falsehood is heavier than any armor I've ever worn. Every lie woven about me carries 1,000 invisible chains, each one pulling me away from the life I want with you. The courtiers who whisper behind their fans think they're merely playing a game of words, but they don't see the damage their poison causes. They don't see the pain that flickers behind my calm expression, or the loneliness that lingers in my heart after every council meeting. They only see a prince, not a man fighting to protect the truth of his love. Sometimes I find myself standing before the grand mirror in my chamber, staring at the reflection that the world worships, the face they believe they know. They see a ruler, a symbol, a man surrounded by luxury, but what I see is someone tired of pretending that power can shield him from pain. I see a man who would trade every June in the crown just to spend one evening in your presence, unguarded and unafraid. I see someone who carries love like a secret weapon, hidden from those who wouldn't understand it. The silence between us these days is what tortures me most. I imagine you hesitating before reading another headline, your heart caught between trust and fear. If only I could reach through the distance that separates us, through walls, through rumors, through doubt, and pull you into my arms, I would tell you that no lie in this world has ever touched the truth we built. That even when you doubt me, I am still here loving you with the same fire that first drew us together. I've spent my nights drafting letters that I never send, letters filled with every thought that I'm too proud to speak aloud. In them, I confess my exhaustion, my heartbreak, and my endless need for you. They sit locked away in my drawer, sealed with wax and regret. Perhaps one day, when all this chaos ends, I'll hand them to you, so you can see how deeply I felt even when I seemed distant. You'll read my words and know that every silence was born from love, not indifference. There are moments when the palace itself seems to turn against me. The echo of footsteps in the corridors feels like judgment. The paintings of my ancestors watch in silent reproach. But then I remind myself, I was never meant to live by their rules alone. I was born to lead, yes, but also to love. And if loving you means standing against the tide of royal expectation and fabricated scandal, then so be it. I will face the storm as long as I must, because I know the light waiting at the end of it bears your name. Each day I wake with renewed determination. I speak less now, but every word I do utter carries more truth than all the gossip in this kingdom combined. My advisors notice the shift. They see the steel in my resolve, but they'll never know its source. It is you. You are the quiet strength behind every calm decision, the invisible heartbeat beneath every royal decree. You are the truth I hold on to while the world drowns itself in lies. And one day, when the lies are dust and the silence finally breaks, I will come for you, not as the prince they gossiped about, but as the man who walked through fire for the sake of your trust. I'll lift your chin with trembling hands and whisper the words I've held too long, that love, real love, doesn't falter in the face of rumor. It only grows stronger. And when I finally take you in my arms, every false story will fade into nothing, leaving behind only the one truth that ever mattered. You and I, unshaken and eternal. The nights have grown quieter now, but not gentler. The silence feels heavier than sound. It carries the memory of your absence, the ache of words left unsaid. I often find myself sitting near the window where the moon spills across the marble floor, and I imagine your face in that silver light. I can almost hear you asking me why I didn't fight harder to clear my name sooner. And the truth is, my love, I was fighting not with words or public declarations, but with patience, because I know that truth does not need to shout. It simply endures, waiting for the noise to fade. There is something cruel about how easily people believe what they want to believe. I've watched men who once bowed before me now raise their eyebrows in silent judgment. It's not betrayal that hurts most, it's disappointment. Disappointment in the hearts I once trusted, and fear that you might start to see me through their lies. Every day I wake with a single thought in mind. How do I protect you from their poison? How do I ensure that your love remains untouched by their deceit? Because that, more than anything, is my greatest fear, losing you to a falsehood. I've started spending my mornings in the stables again, brushing down my horse like I used to when I was younger and free. There's a strange peace in that simplicity. The rhythm of it, the sound of hooves on stone, the smell of earth and hay. It reminds me of the man I was before the crown, before politics and manipulation twisted everything pure. I wish you could see me then, the way I truly am, stripped of titles and weight, just a man in love. Perhaps that's what I've been fighting for all along, not just for us, but for the right to be seen as human in a world that sees only gold and bloodlines. Sometimes I wonder if you still believe in us the way I do. I imagine your eyes clouded with doubt, your hands trembling as you try to separate truth from rumor. But then I remember the way you once looked at me, as though you could see straight through the noise of the world and into the core of who I am. That memory keeps me alive. It's the reason I rise each day, hold my head high, and face the world with quiet defiance. Because if even one part of you still believes in me, then no lie can truly win. I've thought about writing to you, explaining everything in my own words, but I hesitate, not out of fear, but because I want to see your eyes when you hear me say it. I want to feel the tremor in your breath, the soft disbelief giving way to relief when you realize I've never betrayed you. Letters feel too cold, too distant for what I need to say. My truth deserves to be spoken into the air between us. Alive, real, undeniable. One day soon I will come to you, and you will hear it not as a defense, but as a confession of love that never wavered. Even the moon seems to understand me now. It lingers outside my window longer than it used to, as though refusing to leave me in darkness. I take that as a sign that somewhere, perhaps beneath the same light, you're thinking of me too. The universe has a way of binding hearts that refuse to break apart, no matter the lies told between them. And I believe, with all that I am, that our connection is stronger than this storm. It has to be. Because love like ours was never meant to vanish, it was meant to endure. And when the time finally comes, when the world's cruel stories have turned to dust and silence gives way to truth, I will find you again. I will walk through the same streets that once echoed with rumors, and they will fall silent as I pass. You will see in my eyes the same promise I made the night we first fell in love, that I am yours body and soul, untainted by lies, unshaken by doubt. And in that moment, every false word spoken about me will fade like smoke, leaving behind only what was always real, you, me, and the love that not even the cruelest rumor could destroy.